And we see all this turmoil in the Ummah, the Muslim community. I always tell my students that whenever we see things going outside in the world around us, and we like to say, they have these problems and this is going on with them, that's indicative of a problem that we have and how we perceive things. And that is that we perceive ourselves to be either within a bubble, or we perceive ourselves to be immune to all that which is going around us. And the truth, it could not be further from the truth. The reality is quite the contrary. But what we have to understand is that whenever we live, whenever we exist within a particular dynamic, I'm not saying that we assimilate or that we will completely be overwhelmed by that dynamic, but we will be affected by it. When it's cold outside, you feel cold. And when it's hot outside, you will sweat. No matter what other precautions you take, you will feel the reality that is around you. And so we have all these issues that come up time from time within the Muslim community, where there is this need, especially amongst our younger brothers and sisters, for some type of unique individual identity. So this is kind of a scary thought and a contrary thought based on how we like to think and perceive things today. But being a part of a group that does not strip one of one's individuality, one's uniqueness, one's talents, one's ability, but being part of a group is an essential part of realizing the religious identity of people. And that is basically the concept that we call Ummah. That is why when we look at the central ayah that talks about our identity as Muslims, that most definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this Ummah, this community of yours is one singular community. One singular community, and I am your Lord, I am your master, I am your creator, your sustainer, your provider, your caretaker, says Allah. Fa'budun, so worship only me. Exclusively worship me.
It is very important for us to know that we are part of one family. If we don't feel that, then there is something wrong. We are part of the family of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If we take a careful look at his explanation, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he has said it very, very clearly in the hadith of Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiyallahu anhu, where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said, Al-mu'minu lil-mu'mini kal-bunyani yashuddu ba'duhu ba'da. A believer, his relation with the other believers is like one piece of architecture or a structure or a building. Each part of it holds together the other part. And the hadith says he held his fingers together. Shabbaka bayna asabi'ih, which means he brought his fingers together and he brought them as the bricks of a building are, to display that we are part and parcel of one family. Each one of us holds up the other. The Prophet ﷺ explains it further. He says the example of the believers in their love for one another, في توادهم وتراحمهم وتعاطفهم كمثل الجسد الواحد. The example of the believers in their love for one another, in their mercy for one another, and in their sympathy for one another is like the example of one body. If we do not feel that we are part of one body, there is something wrong with us. And the hadith continues to say, إِذَا اشْتَكَى مِنْهُ عُضُوٌ تَدَاعَى لَهُ سَائِرُ الْجَسَدِ بِالسَّهْرِ وَالْحُمَّى. If a single part or organ of the body is in pain, is complaining of pain, or is found in pain, the entire body is restless, cannot sleep, suffers insomnia and feels the pain. And some have misunderstood this hadith. Some people think that this hadith means when I have a cut on this finger, I must cut all the other fingers. When I have a problem, for example, with my ear, I must make sure that I damage my toe as well, as part of showing support to my ear. That's not the meaning of the hadith. If there is a problem in one part of the ummah, it does not mean create the same problem in different parts of the ummah. If we would like to work as an ummah, we should realize the minute you are cut upon your baby finger, all the other organs contribute towards the rectification and cure of that little baby finger. So for example, If I am cut, I will find the blood all goes there, the white blood cells as well as the red blood cells, and the healing process begins. My eye looks at it. My brain begins to tell me what to do. So my feet will take me towards the doctor. And my hand, the other hand, will actually then find itself in my pocket to take out the money, for example. And then I will walk with my feet again, perhaps to the pharmacy, and get some medication, and then I will apply it using the other hand. This is the meaning of that hadith. And it does not mean that if I have a slit here, I should slit the rest of the parts of my body, because that is the only way of supporting. That is not the way of supporting. In Islam, we support by trying to heal, by trying to mend when we have a problem, a difficulty, an issue. We need to try to heal and to mend. And in order to heal and to mend, that is the only way we will be able to work as an ummah.
كومض البرق أو أسرع وجاءت عشره الوسطى